Hello everyone, it's Nick Lawson with cdc-TakeCharge software. Today's session is a continuation of our last session, which is enhancing our desktop file utilities by using xBasic and supercontrols. Now if you saw the session we did 3 videos ago, we looked at the supercontrol, the report viewer. At that time I stated that you would be able to pass parameters to the report viewer using xBasic to display any report in your application even if it was not attached to the table or set. And I may have misspoken because try as I may, I could not make that happen. Um, Now that doesn't mean it can't be done. I'm just stating that I was not able to do it. But we're not going to take and throw up our hands or cry over spilt milk. We're going to go ahead and use this as an opportunity to create our own report viewer. So let's take a look at it. Here's our utility screen. Now, based on which module you select, the screen will change. So my examples are in contacts, so we're going over there. Okay, now under contacts, as you can see, business is selected, and I have my company information displayed here. We can also look at people, and we can look at activities, and we're going to look at each one in sequence. Uh, on the company information preview, it takes and shows the company information and the shipping and then the contact for the company itself. Uh, Now, let's say that under shipping information, using the Alpha Sports type thing, we have an option that we can check that says same as billing. Well, then we don't have to display that duplicate information. So let's see how that works. We're going to go back and minimize so that we can bring up our form, search for the company, and here we're setting the shipping address to be the same as the billing address. So we save it, close it, and let's go back in. Okay, we want to refresh, bring up our contacts. There you go. So basically what happened is we passed parameters to our report viewer that took and changed the value of the information under shipping. We'll show you how that's done in just a minute. Under activities, we can pick an activity, and here where our report previewer is looking at a table that stores all of our notes and activities by contacts and by date. And we can take and see any of those that we want simply by selecting it. Pretty cool. Now let's look at people. Under people, we have basic information being passed to our report, and we have a table that we're creating which shows multiple phone contact methods for our contact. Now that's pretty cool. The way this report preview is written is in HTML. So let's look at how that happens over here. So we bring it up and we go to source. When an option is selected in our viewer pane, this is what gets passed to our HTML writer. This header information actually comes from a file that we have stored in our application in a folder. Each one has its own file header. Now the reason I'm doing that is because, hey, I'm not an expert at writing HTML code. And a lot of this stuff, passing the proper escape characters and things from xBasic to HTML can be a little tricky. So by creating this style section in a header and putting in the information that I want, all that's taken care of. And all I have to concern myself with is the body of the HTML document. And basically for the customer, we're taking and passing the individual values for our customer. So there you can see his name, Clark Kent, under personal information. Here on the work information, we show additional stuff, where his city, and under contact, we build our table. And this is all done using xBasic to take and do this and to pass the values in the way we want it, and then we close off our form and everything displays exactly the way we want it to. Very cool. And fairly easy to do. Um, so now when we take and do the activities, and we're going to look at this one because it's a little bit different. So let's take and select. Um, oops, hold on. There you go. And we go over here, look at our source. Here, again, we use an external file to create the header. And once that's created, then we concern ourselves with the body of the document. We take and we find the individual fields that we want, and then we have to collect those memo fields and pass those to a variable, which are then added to the HTML body and display. As you can see, it sets the styles and does everything the way it's supposed to, so that that memo field is displayed exactly in a pre-formatted method. So if you had formatting in the original memo field, it shows up here in your report viewer exactly the same way. Again, that's pretty cool stuff. And again, it's something that's very easy to do. So let's go back out, save. And finally, under the business, um, basically all we're doing here is we're passing field values to our HTML document. Now, to look at all of this actual code would take a little bit of time, and it's more time than I have available in this short presentation. So, as always, if you want to see how it's done, go over to our blog at cdc-TakeCharge.wordpress.com. It'll all be explained and laid out. You can copy and use the code any way you want. It's totally up to you. As always, we appreciate the time you spent with us. Thanks for stopping by, and have a great day.